Hey everybody, welcome back to my BakeLikeAPro YouTube channel. In today's really fun video, I'm going to show you how to make a mini vegan vanilla cake. Into a bowl, I'm going to put in 1/3 of a cup of water. That's just at room temperature. And just in case you're wondering, at the end of this video, you will see a complete list of all of these ingredients measured out in grams. And then I'll add in a 1/2 cup of granulated white sugar. And then we'll add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to stir all of that together. And then I have 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Get that in there. 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. And 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. That lemon juice is an acid and it's going to help keep our crumb of the cake nice and tender. That's good. And now for our dry ingredients. I have my all-purpose flour. That's 3/4 of a cup. I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Get that right through. Just push it right through our sieve. Perfect. And then we'll just start mixing all this together. And that's it for the recipe. At this point, your oven should be going at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. When we put our cake into the oven must be hot and at the correct temperature that is specified in the recipe. You never want to take a cake or cookies and put them into a cold oven. So just mix all this together. I am doing this by hand because I do not want to have too many of the glutens starting to form in here. I want this cake to be tender. So I just want to get that nicely mixed through. I can smell that pure vanilla. What a nice smell. And that is it. What I have here is a 6-inch baking pan. It's about 2 inches high, 6 inches in diameter, and I have lined it with a piece of baking paper that is called parchment paper. Baking paper in some countries, parchment paper in other countries. I just did a video on how to quickly cut out a piece exactly for the base of your baking pan. I'll put a link to that in the description box underneath this video. It's a very fast video, about 1 minute. And now we're just going to get all of our nice batter right into the pan. So your oven is going, it's hot, it's ready to go, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Always use a spatula so that you get all of that batter out. Okay, that's perfect. So now I'm going to pop my cake into my oven for about 35 minutes. So here we go, exactly 35 minutes in my 350 degree Fahrenheit oven. And this smells really, really nice. I'm getting a little bit of that vanilla in there, and I can smell the coating, the outer coating of the cake. Smells amazing. I can see that the cake has pulled away, so I know that the cake is done. I'll just tilt it up a little bit so you can see that. You see it's pulling away from the edges. That's a good indication that your cake is ready to come out of the oven. So at this point, our cake is extremely hot and we don't want to unmold it at this point. The cake could actually fall apart. So we want to let it cool down and set. So we'll just leave that there for about 15 minutes and then we'll unmold it. So this is about 15 or 20 minutes later and I want to get my cake out. So I'm just going to grab a spatula. I just want to make sure that I get a clean break. I do this all the time. Just ensures that you don't, break your cake when you're bringing it out. Let's go all the way around. That feels good. And then, it's still a little warm. Flip it over. And look at that. And because of that parchment paper, it comes easily out. And we'll just peel it right off and turn it over. So at this point, this cake is still pretty warm, so I'm just going to let it completely cool and then we'll do something with it. I'm going to do a little bit of a very simple glaze. This is a few hours later now and my cake is completely cool. To finish off this video, I have a little bit of icing sugar, also called confectioner sugar or powdered sugar, and I have just added a little bit of lemon juice to it. So I think that looks pretty good. I really didn't want to go too heavy on the sugar since that sugar is very, very sweet. So I think it looks good. I'm going to just let it set up, then we'll come back later and we'll cut into it. So this is about a half an hour later. It's not completely set up yet, but let's cut into it. You can see my knife going in. You can see that it's nice and moist. Get right in there. Clean my knife off. So this is my mini vegan vanilla cake. Clean my knife off and then go in again. Try to get a nice slice and look at that. Oh, let's pull that off. Spin that around. And there we have it. So let me zoom in. Now that I've zoomed in, hopefully you can see how nice the crumb of this cake is. And let's remember that this is vegan. There are no eggs in it, no milk, and no butter. So I'll put my fork here, a little test, and you can see it depressing, nice and moist. I did a good job. And now for the little taste test. That looks really good. That's really, really good. If you follow a vegan diet, I hope you try my recipe out. I think you're gonna like it. To mix this up a little bit, you could have added a little bit of apple. I would take an apple, peel it, core it very, very small, and you could add that to the batter. And you could also change this into a little bit of a spice cake by adding your favorite spices to it. Super, super easy, like you saw me do today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you wish. If you're on Facebook, you can check me out at facebook.com/BakeLikeAPro. That's it for today's video, and I'll see you next time. This is really, really yummy.